All right, guys, hopefully I can share something with you. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. If you already know, then, just go ahead and skip on. But with your new watch, so whatever watch you get, it's either you're going to have to size the bracelet. The bracelets don't come sized for you when you're buying watches like these. So in like this case here, a lot of them will use actual screws in their links. As you can see, there's like a slotted screw head in there. So if you have a watch like that, then just get yourself a nice screwdriver and, you pop the screw out, pop the links out, put the screw back in. And I've already done videos on that. But a lot of these more affordable watches are going to have what's called a split pin design. So, and what a split pin is, I just sized this bracelet up so I can show you. Let me see if I can zoom in. So you can see it's actually split and then flared, and that friction of that flare right there is what holds the links in place. On this side, it's just rolled over. So pretty simple, and it works, it's effective. But when you pull them in and out a bunch of times, if you do a bunch of sizing and resizing, they'll start to wear out. You're going to need new pins, potentially even more, new links. But on the links, there's an arrow. See that arrow there is telling you which way you need to drive that pin out, because the way that pin is in there is the rolled piece is on the top side where the arrow is, and the flared piece is on the bottom side, and that's what captures the friction in this link and just allows the center of the other one. It's going to be a little bit looser, and it's going to be able to pivot in there, so you're going to have your bracelet movement. So pretty simple design, but it works. So I'm going to try to size up this Casio here, and you can see the arrows are on the center link on this one. So it depends on what kind of bracelet or manufacturer you have, but more often than not, they're going to give you some sort of indication of which way it has to go. And this will be true on most split pins, and sometimes it'll even be true on a pin and collar, but we're not going to talk about pin and collar right now. We're just going to talk about split pin. So I probably need to take out like 2 links on each side. So let's just count on doing that real quick. And I may fast forward through this, but usually on these fairly simple, inexpensive watches, you can you want to get yourself a good tool, like probably, here we'll use a tool that is going to be more likely to have. So this is a Bergion 7767. So I'll put a link to it in the description from Amazon. Get yourself one of these because it's well worth the money. So we'll just should hopefully be able to push the pin out. So there's one, and then we're going to take 2 links out, so I need to push this one out. So in these blocks, I don't know if there's something else you can use, but these are kind of nice to have, and they're pretty cheap. They come in usually in kits. So those came out pretty easy. Sometimes they don't come out that easy. Sometimes you got to use a pin and a little brass hammer or something, which would come in the kit with that. Sometimes you can even probably get them at your Harbor Freight. So now that we drove those out, when you put the pin back in, you want the rolled part, and you go back in the opposite way of the arrow. So you have to reverse that, and then you want to make sure it lines up very good. Now this hammer is way too big. This is a gunsmithing hammer. Don't use a bigger hammer like this. But when you go to like Harbor Freight or order on Amazon or something like that, you'll be able to get, like, the kit will come with these and that block and a smaller brass with on one side hammer and Teflon on the other side. So you should be able to usually hammer it back into place, but you want to get that split pin down in there just below the surface. For one, you don't want it snagging on things, and more importantly, you want it to be actually effective with holding the links together. So sometimes you can use this tool, kind of line it up and give it a little tap. You don't want to go too far though. So yeah, so that's pretty good. Sorry about the noise. So there you go. So that's pretty much the basics with split pin. I still have to take 2 links out of the other side, but you get the point. So, and then you will be able to have your bracelet sized. I didn't want to go too long on that, but I wanted to share split pins because I take it for granted. I size a bunch of these all the time, and maybe you don't know. If you guys have any questions or better ways to do it or better tools or whatever like that, share in the comments. This is just the way I do it. Everybody's going to have their own technique, and then sometimes you'll have problematic watches, and this video won't help you. But wanted to share it anyway, guys. Thanks for watching.